We are going to make a couple of things now, a chutney and a raita.
Yep.
And we're going to explain the difference between the two and when you might use which one. So let's start with the raita.
Okay, so the raita is sort of a yogurt accompaniment to a meal. So say you have like a chicken curry and some vegetables and some carbs. Then the raita is sort of the creamy, cooling element. So raita is like a yogurt that's been slightly seasoned and it's got something crunchy inside. Ooh. So we're going to make a raita with some pomegranates and some mint. Okay. So an essential element in all raita is the cumin seeds.
All right.
So we've got about a teaspoon here, which we're just going to toast off. Just going to taste this pre-toasting.
Do whatever you want.
And then
you want me to taste it?
Yeah, just because it makes such a big difference. It's like if you toast a seed, if you toast a spice, it changes. So this is like earthy and cuminy. And then we toast it and it becomes all lovely and roasted and nutty, and it changes the entire taste of a dish.
Yes.
And with spices, people think with Indian food that you always have to toast spices. You don't.
Okay.
You toast it when the recipe says it. Not that if you're going off piece, you say, oh, I'm going to cook Indian food, I'm going to toast the spices, because sometimes if you toast them, it makes them quite strong and nutty. Right. And sometimes it overpowers what you're cooking it with. But here, we're going to toast them. So this takes about a minute.
Okay.
So whilst that's happening, I will just finish off my pomegranate, because who doesn't love pomegranate?
Well, I like the fact that you're using pomegranate, because it's not an ingredient that comes up constantly in cooking, but it does give you that crunch, and it is so good for you.
Yeah, and it's kind of got a really lovely fruity astringency, so it's not too sweet. But again, if you like a bit of sweetness with your Indian food or with your food, it adds a lovely balance. So we've just got one small pomegranate here, and I'm going to do the rest of it and put it all into my yogurt and bring the cumin last. Okay. So that takes about a minute. And we keep kind of moving around the pan so not one bit burns.
You don't want any of it to burn. That is not the flavor profile you were looking for.
No,
That's what my husband tells me all the time. That's not the flavor we were going for.
That's what I tell my husband, yeah.
Right? We want nutty flavor, we want bold flavor.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to take about a minute. So we've got about 450 grams of yogurt here, and you're going to make raita for about 4 people with this. So it's a lovely kind of family meal. So we're going to put our pomegranate straight in.
Yeah. And Anjum, what kind of yogurt? Does it matter?
Now, you can use low-fat or plain or full-fat or no-fat. I like flavor, so I normally go for kind of full-fat or maybe a low-fat blend. I don't know if you call it that here, because you have like 2% and 3%.
Yeah, we do, but
I don't always understand.
Yeah, a low-fat blend makes sense.
Bit of salt. Yep. Now, because this raita, I can smell them, they're toasting. Because this raita's got pomegranate, I want to slightly accentuate the sweetness of it, so I'm going to add a little bit of sugar.
Nice.
So as much as you like, I'm adding a pinch, but also you taste your yogurt, because the older yogurt gets, the more sour it gets.
Yes.
So if your yogurt's really fresh, you don't need that much.
Yes. Okay.
Mint?
Mint, yeah.
You could add coriander, you could add, that's a lot of mint. We just need about a tablespoon. So can we change the profile again? Okay. Okay, so you can smell it. It's smelling really lovely and toasty. And it's turning colour, and you can see it's sort of half toasted now. And when it all toasts, then we grind it up, and it grinds really, really quickly.
Okay.
I'll give this a stir to get this started. Yeah.
You can give that a stir and maybe take that off while we start to make our chutney. So the chutney is different in the sense that the chutney you're going to be dipping some of your food into.
Yeah. So a chutney. So this will accompany your meal.
It accompanies your meal.
But that's like a dipping sauce. So whenever we have like a snack or a street food snack or anything, okay, so chutneys, so we know what a British chutney is, like a Canadian chutney. It's kind of sweet and sour and tangy. But in India, a chutney is anything that adds a lot of flavor to your food. Okay. So this is a herby chutney. So when you have this, you're going to have a great great herbiness, but also some tang from the lemon juice we're going to add into it. So I'll just give this a quick whiz, because then this is done and we can move on.
Oh, look, it's smoking in there.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Okay, now can you just taste one of those? It won't burn.
Yeah, oh, I can smell the difference already.
But how great, I mean, it's just a totally different profile. And the thing about cooking any food is what happens to the ingredients when you cook them, really, right? Okay, so we just stir that in, and the raita is done and delicious.
Beautiful. We have an example right there of a finished raita. Yeah. And that looks amazing and good for you. Okay, so the chutney is going to be a dipping sauce. I know, we don't care about health, but still, it's nice. It's good for you. This is the chutney. You're going to dip it in, and the difference is you're blending.
Yes, so we're going to blend. So this is not even, there's no cooking involved here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how quickly.
See, that's music to my ears.
Okay, we got to open it though. There's some opening involved.
Well, this is the workout.
Just pull it off. Okay, so this chutney is the most popular chutney in North India. Like everyone has this all the time. 60 grams of coriander. Okay. With the stalks. 20 grams of mint. I won't add it all in because this is a bit of a small blender, but you'll get the point, right?
Because we're going to whip through this, I'm going to let everyone know that the recipe is on cityline.tv because I don't know if we'll get a chance to get through the whole thing.
Okay.
And this is how you want it to look at the very end, but keep blending.
Okay, pistachios. So can I just say, the nuts are not just for flavor, garlic optional.
Yeah.
The nuts will emulsify it. It will bring it together so that actually, when it sits there, the water and the herbs don't separate and leave it as a murky mess.
Oh.
It will emulsify, and it's delicious as well. Okay.
Okay, it's actually serving a purpose, though. It's doing some work.
Yeah.
Right?
So this you'd blend.
Yes.
I won't blend it because it's loud and it's noisy and all the rest of it, but you end up with this. This chutney is amazing. It's tangy, it's herby, it's delicious. If you have leftovers, you freeze them in ice cubes. The color
We've done
will
that
change,
before on the show.
but it works perfectly. And actually, you can use, so these chicken kebabs are also from I Love India, it's from the book. And they've been marinated in the chutney.
Chef Anjum, thank you so much for the recipes and for giving us some of your Indian flavor.